Today we're going to be talking about the power of the breath. The breath is what breathes life into our existence. Now, many of us are not breathing properly, unfortunately. Most of us are mouth breathers instead of nose breathers. Now, the reason why this is an important distinction is because the mouth breathing is unfiltered air. Like with our nose, we have all these filtration mechanisms, such as the cilia in our nose, the tiny hairs that filter out all types of environmental toxins. We know that breathing through the nose actually activates nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is very important for destroying viruses and things like that we breathe in. About 6 times more nitric oxide is breathed while you're through the nose than the actual mouth. So it's not like we're never supposed to breathe through the mouth. Like it's okay every now and then, like while you're doing something heavy breath work or something, that's all good. But primarily, we want to focus on nasal breathing, also for facial structure as well. Extended mouth breathing can lead to a collapsed palate as well. Like if we look at our ancestors' teeth, like ancient skulls that are thousands of years old, they had all 32 teeth, and they're all perfect, so to speak. So one of the factors that factors into teeth crowding is chronic mouth breathing, because the facial structure, especially while it's developing, is thrown off. So it can definitely affect the depth and the width of the jaw. So keep that in mind. Another thing to mention is like no animal in the animal kingdom has crowded or crooked teeth. That's just a human thing based off of our environmental factors. So when we're mouth breathing, it causes our jaw to go lax. Instead of having the tongue set on the roof of the mouth, it'll actually be backwards. Also, mouth breathing activates the barrel reflex, which is basically activation of the sympathetic nervous system. While you're breathing through the nose, it actually goes much deeper into the lungs and activates the parasympathetic, which is the rest and digest nervous system. Another interesting fact is that the actual nasal patches are associated with different aspects of the nervous system scientifically. So the right nostril is correlated with the sympathetic nervous system, which is a stress response, while the left is associated with the parasympathetic, or rest and digest. So kind of interesting there. And also our nasal patches dilate on and off. So one may be open throughout the day more than the other, and they may switch on and off throughout different hours. Just a natural thing that our body does. So I'm going to get to breath work real quick. This is because breath work can be an amazing grounding practice that we do throughout the day. It can have us much more focused and have a state of equanimity, so being calm in the face of adversity. So it's a great thing to do. Maybe you want to do it during meditation or whenever you can fit it in. So the first one here is going to be alternate nostril breathing. This has been done by a very long time by ancient yogis. Essentially what you want to do is, as an example, cover up the right nostril with your finger while you breathe in through the left, and then cover up the left nostril and breathe out through the right, and then while you're holding the right, breathe in through the left, hold the left, and breathe out to the right. So it's kind of a circulation, breathing in through the different nostrils alternately. And this is very good for the brain cohesion, so it kind of activates the whole brain, and it's very relaxing. All you need to do is for a minute. There's actually a lot of good research on this, interestingly. Second, I'm getting to box breathing, which is a method that Navy SEALs will use before they go on missions. Like this is a very powerful form of breath work to control arousal. Now, what you want to do is breathe in 4 seconds, hold 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. So we're holding at the top of the breath, and when we expel the breath completely, it's a box. And just do a few cycles of this. You can do it as long as you want to, but just like working out, like we expand our capacity to breathe. It actually, breath work's supposed to be relaxing. It also can be kind of stressful because you're training in a sense, and it gets easier over time, and you can more relaxed over time. Lastly, I'll get into carbon dioxide retention breathing. Basically, a lot of us are over breathing. Like we breathe way too much throughout the day because we're not trained to breathe properly. Like I said, a lot of us breathe throughout our mouths. So what this does is it trains us to breathe at a normal rate, not overbreathe. So what you want to do is breathe in 3 seconds, out for 6 seconds. Because we're breathing out the carbon dioxide. And when we breathe normally, our exhale should be slightly longer than the inhale. This kind of does that in an exaggerated way. So whatever the count you want to do, whether it's 4 in, 8 out, 3 in, 6 out, what this is to help us to train normal throughout the day. Whatever it is that you want to do, however you want to do it, there's a variety of breathwork tactics out there. There's so many. Do what works for you. But the point is that this can help us make us more grounded in the face of adversity. It's a great tool to add to your utility belt.